Hey Double Dip babes, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be swatching and doing a manicure using Double Dip Nails' new released August dip powder colors. So this is how the dip powders came right out of the packaging. I am going to go ahead and take out all of the colors that I got. I did receive 12 of their August dip powder colors. They do have a few more, but I did get 12 of them. So I am just going to show you a close-up of all of the colors individually, and then we will be swatching them. A lot of these dip powder colors do have the little butterfly sequins in them, which is so cute. I have personally never tried an acrylic powder that has butterfly sequins in it, so I do believe that these colors are going to be absolutely beautiful. If you guys are interested in purchasing any of the items that I'm showing in this video, I will have everything linked down below in the description. You can also use my discount code KCNails20 and that will save you 20% off of your Double Dip Nails purchase. So because there was so many colors, I didn't want to spend a ton of time for this video swatching out every single one. So this is what they all look like. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and show you guys how I swatched them. So I did take the dip base, which is number 2, and the dip powder color that I chose to swatch. For any type of chunky glitter dip powders, I personally like to swatch the inside of the swatch stick so I don't have to file and shape after the application. So that is what I'm going to be doing to swatch out these colors. After applying the dip base, I just pushed the nail swatch directly into the dip powder. Do make sure to have the chunkier pieces on the surface of the dip powder, otherwise they're not going to show up when you do your nails. You do want to gently pat the back of the swatch just to make sure that everything is very smooth. So here's how the swatch looked. I only did one layer of dip powder for all of these colors. So again, this is what the dip powder colors look like. I will show you the back as well, just because I wasn't able to get all of the butterfly pieces to show up on the front of the swatch, but I did want you guys to be able to see which one of these colors have the butterflies. So I do already have my practice hand mostly prepped and ready for the dip powder application. I do have 3XL coffin nail tips on my practice hand, which I am going to be cutting down some of the length with my nail tip cutters. I don't really have a specific length that I'm going for. I am just eyeballing all of the lengths of the nails. So because I do plan to make the pinky a stiletto nail shape, I am just taking some scissors and I'm cutting off the corners of the nail tip so I don't have to spend as much time filing the shape of this nail. All of the other nails are going to be like a tapered square, so I'm only doing this to the pinky. Next, I am taking a 100-180 grit hand file and I am reshaping the edges of the pinky nail. Again, I am going for a stiletto. Originally, I was planning to do a sharp stiletto because I haven't really done that shape before, but I did end up making the tip of the stiletto a little bit more rounded than I originally planned. I am also going to be using a few solid colored dip powders as well. So this light pink, which is number 19, it is called Rose Pink. I will be using this for the base of the pinky and the middle fingernail. To apply the dip powder, I am going to be using the dip base, which is number 2. This is a nail resin to adhere the dip powder to your nails. For the application, I'm just applying the dip base a little bit further back than where the nail tip meets the nail bed. I did a thin strip of base and I went ahead and dipped the nail into the powder. I am going to repeat that same step to the middle fingernail as well. After those layers of dip powder are fully dry, I am going to take the mermaid tail fluffy nail brush and I'm going to go ahead and remove the excess powder from the nails. For the second layer of dip powder, I am just applying the dip base to a larger area of the nail than the previous layer of dip powder. I am gradually building up my layers of dip powder to make sure that I have a good structure for the nails, which if you are doing this on yourself, it will prevent your nails from breaking. For this manicure, I did a total of 4 layers of dip powder on all of the nails. I did have to take a cuticle pusher to pour the dip powder over top of the rest of the nail because these are quite long to dip into the jars, which you can just pour the dip powder over top, but personally I do prefer to dip the nail into the jar. For the third and fourth layer of dip powder, I am fully covering the entire nail with the dip base and pouring the dip powder over top. I do like to have 2 full coverage layers of dip powder just to make sure I have a good color coverage for the color that I'm using over the entire nail. This pink was a little bit more transparent than I was expecting, so if you do want to use this color, do keep that in mind. I am also going to take the Double Dip Nails French Tip Dip Powder Tray. This is mostly used to do French tips with dip powder, but personally I just basically use this for chunky glitters or to dip long nails. So for this manicure, I am going to be using the color Poly. This one really caught my eye. I love the colors in this one. The blue and pink are so pretty together. So I am just taking the dip powder and I'm pouring a good amount into the dip powder tray. I am actually going to play around with the glitter just to make sure I have the bigger chunks on the surface so that I am able to pick those up with the dip powder layer. I would definitely recommend that you take some tweezers and place the butterflies on the surface. I am just applying the dip base to the entire nail, making sure to cover the edges and the sides of the nail very well. I am going to turn the practice hand upside down and dip it into the powder, making sure I am in the correct area to pick up the bigger chunks of glitter and the butterfly sequins. Immediately after dipping, I am going to just use my finger and make sure to push down all of the glitter and butterflies into the dip powder before it has a chance to dry. Doing this is going to allow the glitter to sit as flat as possible on the nail. I am going to repeat the same thing for the index nail as well. Personally, for me, I've always found working with chunky glitter dip powders very difficult, and having the butterfly sequins in the mix as well does make it seem a little bit more difficult, but honestly it's not that hard. You just need to make sure not to apply more than like 2 layers of the dip powder, just because it will make your nails start looking very bulky if you do more than 2. Do keep in mind you also have to make sure to encapsulate these dip powder colors very well to avoid filing off the chunkier glitters and the butterfly sequins. So again, that's another reason you do not want to apply more than 2 layers of these glitters. Before doing the second layer, you do want to make sure to remove all of the excess powder and glitter from the nail. This will prevent contaminating your dip base. For the second layer, again, I'm applying the dip base to the entire nail, and I am going to dip into the powder in the same way that I did the previous layer. I didn't show it in the video, but again, I did personally place the glitter and butterfly sequins on the surface of the tray before dipping. This is going to make sure that I have enough glitter and butterflies for the nail set that I'm looking for. After dipping, if you have too much glitter, you can actually go ahead and remove some, or if you have an area that doesn't have enough, you can apply a small drop of the dip base and apply the glitter or butterfly sequin with some tweezers. This is the time to perfect your glitter placement. I am going to repeat the same process for the second layer of dip powder on the index nail. The next step that I'm going to do is to take the activator, which is step number 3, and I'm going to apply this very generously to those 4 nails. Activator does harden the layers of dip powder and allow you to properly shape and file the nails. Even if you don't plan to file and shape, you still want to apply a layer of activator onto the nails. Next, I am taking my diamond dapping dish and I am going to fill this with some rubbing alcohol. I am going to be taking the polygel brush. This is included in the Double Dip Nails polygel kits. I will link my favorite one down below. I'm just going to make sure that I have the bristles prepped and ready for the polygel application. I will be encapsulating the glitter nails with Double Dip Nails clear polygel. I personally do not like to encapsulate with clear dip powder just because you have to do quite a few layers and it's a little bit time consuming to me. So I am just going to be encapsulating these butterfly glitter dip powders with clear polygel. I just dipped my brush in the rubbing alcohol and I'm going to go ahead and smooth out the clear polygel over the entire nail. For this step, if you don't have the correct structure for your nails, you can build it up with the polygel, but for me, I am just making sure to encapsulate all of the glitters and butterfly sequins so I don't file them off when I go to file and shape the nails. I am going to repeat the same thing for the index nail as well. After applying the polygel, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the UV LED nail lamp. Going back with the 100-180 grit hand file, I'm going to go ahead and start reshaping the edges of the pinky nail. I didn't have a ton of filing to do because I did pre-shape the nails before the dip powder application. I'm only filing a little bit just to make sure I have the perfect stiletto nail shape for what I'm looking for. I want to go ahead and mention I also did not buff or file the surface of the pinky nail because I do plan to do some sugared glitter for this nail. Also, because the dip powder application was very smooth and I am working on my practice hand, I personally felt like I didn't need to file the surface. So next I am taking the base coat gel. Again, this is from one of the polygel kits. I'm going to be applying a layer of this onto the pinky. As I said, I am going to be doing a textured glitter nail for the pinky. So directly into the uncured base coat gel, I am taking a really fine pink glitter and I'm going to pour this into the uncured base coat. Once I cover the entire nail, I did gently tap away any of the excess glitter, and I did also wipe the sides of the nail. I did go ahead and cure that layer for a full minute. After the nail is cured, you do want to dust away all of the remaining glitter from the nail. Next, I am taking a lint-free wipe with some rubbing alcohol to remove the sticky layer from the polygel nails. I will admit I am skipping around quite a bit with this manicure, but I accidentally touched one of the polygel nails and I felt how sticky it was, so I just decided to go ahead and remove the sticky layer from the polygel nails. I'm going to go ahead and start filing the middle fingernail with the hand file. I'm just starting by filing the shape of the nail. I'm also going to be filing over the surface of the nail as well to make sure I have a very smooth surface. For the middle fingernail, I am going to be doing a dip powder ombre scrub, so I'm taking the base coat gel again and I'm going to apply a thin layer to the entire nail. As you guys know, I love to do dip powder ombre scrubs. They're definitely super easy and beginner friendly. I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. For the color that I'm going to be ombreing, I am taking the color 514, which is called Ibiza Blue. This is a really gorgeous blue dip powder color. I am just taking a small fluffy brush and I'm picking up that dip powder color and I'm going to start scrubbing that into the sticky layer of the base coat. Do keep in mind you want to make sure not to have as much dip powder on your brush as you get to where you want the ombre to happen, just to make sure you have a very flawless ombre. After finishing the ombre, I did remove all of the excess powder from the nail very gently with a fluffy nail brush. Next, I am going in with a matte gel top coat to top coat the nail to seal in the ombre. Do keep in mind you can't actually mess up your ombre during this step, so you want to be very gentle when applying your top coat. After applying the matte gel top coat, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. After that layer is cured, I am taking these butterfly nail stickers. I am going to be using the pink ones. I am just using my tweezers to pick up the nail stickers and I'm placing these on the nail. For this design, I am going to be placing 3 butterfly stickers. After the butterfly stickers have been placed, I am taking the top coat gel, again this is from the polygel kits, and I'm going to go ahead and apply the top coat to the entire. I did go ahead and cure that layer under the nail lamp. I am going to go ahead and move on to the thumbnails. So I am going to be doing another dip powder nail, so I just applied the dip base. And for this nail, I am going to be using the color Ibiza Blue. I did decide to pour the dip powder over top of the nail instead of dipping it so that you guys are able to see what I'm doing. For this nail, I am only doing 3 layers of dip powder. After the dip powder application, I am going back with the base coat gel and I'm going to apply a layer to the entire nail. For the thumbnail, I am going to be doing another textured glitter nail. So after applying the base coat gel, I am just taking the blue glitter and I'm pouring this into the uncured base coat. After applying the glitter to the nail, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. After that layer is cured, I did dust away all of the excess glitter. Going back with my hand file, I am going to go ahead and reshape the ring and middle fingernail. I am also using the same hand file to file the surface of the nail as well. When you're filing the surface of your finished nails, you do want to make sure to file very well to have a very smooth and professional looking manicure. I am also going to apply some of these small pink rhinestones. These are included in the polygel kits. To apply the rhinestones, I am just going to be applying them into the uncured top coat. So again, I am taking the top coat gel and I'm applying this to the entire nail. Taking my wax pencil, I'm going to place the rhinestones around the cuticle and sidewall areas of the nail. And of course, I'm going to repeat the same process for the index nail as well. After applying the top coat and rhinestones, I did go ahead and do a full cure under the nail lamp. And here are the nails. I think these are so pretty. Let me know what you think of this manicure down below in the comments. Do make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, you can click the boxes and subscribe to Double Dip Nails YouTube channel by clicking the circle here. You can also subscribe to my personal YouTube channel by clicking the circle here.